ClassKick allows you to embed questions into an easy format for your students to complete that would be beneficial for anyone doing spiral math, daily 5, daily 3, and could be used in any content area. So once you log in, you would see this screen, and I am using the free version. I have not upgraded to the Pro. You'll see that you can have a list of your assignments. You can embed your students in a roster, notifications, and then your profile information. Now, under roster, I simply have put a teacher and the subject name. I have not listed the students in the class to ensure that I am 2D compliant and not providing student information. So you can see that there's assignments, and I am going to click the Spiral Math 1A. And when you click the assignment, you can see that questions have been made up into separate slides, and you can assign those slides points. So I can say that this slide is worth 3 points because there's 3 parts to it. This one could be 1 or 2. This one could be 1. This one could be 1, and this one could be 1. So you can assign each question points. You can reorder the questions or duplicate or delete questions. And you can also give it some details and add in what subject it is, the grade level, and the access will allow this to be shared with your colleagues or keep it private for only your students. Now, being shared could be beneficial if you co-teach a class, or perhaps you have a special education teacher who is modifying work or giving accommodations for work. They might feel like it would be helpful to have a copy so that you could share it. So here is just viewing your assignment, and you can edit it. If you bump over to the Assign tab, this is what would be helpful when you share it with your students. So you can see this is the roster for one of my classes. And there's a couple different options here as well. So I can have this grades toggled on. And what this is going to do is show students their progress in a progress bar at the top, showing them their score. If I turn this off, then students will not know their score going forward, which may or may not be beneficial depending on the purpose of the assignment. There's also a helpers option. This helper option allows students to be able to help anonymous peers in their class. So if they are excelling in a skill, they can become a peer helper. You can lock down the assignment, which when turned on, allows students to view the assignment, but they cannot make any changes. And then finally, we have our class code. This class code is what will allow students to log in. And it's quite small on this screen, but if you click it, an option pops up with the 6-digit code that students will enter to pop into these assignments. When they pop in, they put in the code and then they write in their own name. So again, to ensure that we're being 2D compliant and keeping all student information safe, my suggestion would be to ask your students to put initials or a nickname, but not their full name when they log in. So this is everything you would find in the Assign section. Now, view work is one of the best benefits of ClassKick because you can view the students' progress live as they are completing the assignment, and then you can go back and view it later and have it as documentation. So for example, I have 4 students who had logged in to complete this assignment, and we have our 5 questions. Now, if you notice, there are some squares that are grayed out. That is because these students did not complete the assignment. They'll need to go back and finish it another time, or this might prompt a conversation with the teacher to be able to discuss why they didn't finish the task. To be able to view their work, you simply click on a box and it will open it up for you, and it gives you some scoring options. In the top right-hand corner, you can see that it shows that we had chosen prior that this question would be 3 points. Now, I have already graded this, so you can see I can add a sticker and I can view their work. So this question, they needed to round numbers and they got 2 out of the 3 correct. So I can go up and add 2 out of 3 points, and that will be saved. And then there are stickers on the side. I chose to add a sticker. Reread the question closely because they missed this direction to round to the nearest 100. They rounded to the nearest 1,000. And then I can move on to the next question because my scores have been saved. So I can use this arrow to arrow over, and I can notice that they left this blank. And I don't have anything to add here in feedback, so I can add a new sticker that says, whoops, you missed one. And I can add them a variety of images to get them to come back and take a look. So once I save that, all I would do is double click that sticker, and then I can drag and drop it wherever I would like. When you provide feedback while students are working on it, they will get a little message on their screen indicating that their teacher left feedback on slide 2, and they can go back and check it out. Now, if you want to grade all the questions at the same time, I can stay on question 2, but bump down to the next student and grade their question 2. Right? Or I can keep moving on to each question, moving from student to student here as well. Okay? Now in this one, the student got the answer correct, and so I double clicked the star sticker. Now in the star sticker, when I created it, I gave it a point value. So anytime I add the star, that is going to award points to the student automatically, and then I don't have to go and add it up in the box. So there's a few different options that you can do when giving feedback. When you're all done, you can go back and the feedback will be on here, so you can see very clearly which students got points, which students have not been graded, which students have mastered certain skills, and which ones have not. What's nice about this as well is I could start to see some trends. So if all my students or the majority of my students are missing question 2, I can see that very quickly that is a type of question that I need to go back and do a lesson on. So that is an overview of ClassKick. If you are interested in learning more, come back for another video on how to create assignments and what it will look like on the student end.